90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Preview: Elizabeth won't sing for an audience in this exclusive first look at September 4's episode of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. Elizabeth considers a new career, but is too nervous to perform when the time comes. In this exclusive clip from September 4's episode of TLC's 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Elizabeth is giving a tour of her house to some friends when she reveals a possible career switch. "I'm thinking about getting more into music," she says as the group enters an office with a piano. "I just really feel like it would be a stress reliever." But when her friend, former professional singer Marisol, asks to hear some tunes, Elizabeth clams up, claiming she's not warmed up and doesn't like being put on the spot. "If you're a professional like me, when someone asks you to sing, you just turn it on," Marisol notes afterwards in an on-camera interview. "You really do." So I was a little taken aback by that. But maybe she's just getting started. Maybe it's more of a hobby than something she really wants to do as a profession. However, Elizabeth goes on to share that she's seriously considering career change, explaining that she would be interested in recording nursery rhymes, something that also confuses her friends. "I would have never thought for her to come in and say, 'Oh, I want to continue singing. I want to pick that back up,'" one friend confesses afterwards with a confused look on her face. "But I never thought it would be nursery rhymes." But the Tampa, Florida native clearly isn't that scared, as she's posted clips of herself singing before on her social media accounts, including one where she's seen serenading daughter Eleanor with "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." Before Elizabeth's season of 90-Day Fiancé, which came out in 2017, she was an actress. After meeting Moldova native Andrei on a dating app in 2016, she brought him to the United States on a K-1 visa to test out their relationship. Now, the couple is married and has 2 children together. 90-Day Fiancé, Loren and Elizabeth ended their friendship after Andrei drama. What really happened? Loren Brovarnik and Elizabeth have been friends for quite some time. The former and her husband, Alexei, invited a few of their co-stars to their housewarming party in Florida on Happily Ever After Season 8. The 90-Day Fiancé stars wanted a great time with their friends, Andrei and Libby, and Yara and Jovi. However, things took an unexpected turn, and the celebration turned into a screaming match more dramatic than that tell-all. Andrei had an explosive showdown with Loren and her best friend, Noga, at the party. Libby tried to defuse the tension and not create a scene. But she hinted that her friend had overstepped her boundaries. Fans were curious to know if the duo would remain friends after all the drama. What led to the fallout? Are they no longer good friends? 90-Day Fiancé, Elizabeth frustrated over Loren's interference in her marriage. 90-Day Fiancé stars Elizabeth and Loren were happy to reunite on Season 8 for the housewarming party. The former discussed her fears and concerns before her trip to Moldova. She wasn't happy to move to her husband's native country. Yara Zaya also felt it was a bad idea, but tried to stay neutral and encourage her friend to give it a thought. However, Loren wanted to be honest with Libby about the whole situation. She made it clear that she didn't want her friend to move to the country. Elizabeth finally accepted that she was happy that her friend apologized for everything. Still, she wanted to talk to Loren about having boundaries once she returns to America. The TLC star didn't like the way the latter was overstepping boundaries and interfering in her personal choices. 90-Day Fiancé, where does Elizabeth and Loren's friendship stand? Elizabeth Potthast and Andrei Castravet are among some of the most successful couples on the show. The latter has always been popular for his loud mouth and problematic personality. He sparked a controversy when he gave Libby an ultimatum at Loren and Alexei's party. The 90-Day Fiancé star was just trying to convince his wife to relocate to Moldova with their kids. However, Alexei, Loren, Jovi, and Yara tried to make Andrei understand that his wife won't be happy in the country. Soon, the conversation turned into an explosive drama between Castravet and Loren. The latter's friend, Noga, also intervened and called him an asterisk hole. She called him out for his misogynistic attitude and left the party. Loren apologized later on her friend's behalf to make things easy between them, but it was too late. So, fans are curious to find out how the drama affected Libby and Loren's friendship. The latter didn't want to lose her friend at any cost, and her intentions were pure. Unfortunately, the co-stars no longer follow each other on Instagram. Libby still follows Yara and interacts with her online. However, she no longer follows Loren. Hence, 90 Day Fiancé fans believe things may not be good between the two. The TLC stars might have stopped interacting after all the beef and miscommunication. 90 Day Fiancé, 6 cast members with surprising income streams. How successful have they been off the show? 90 Day Fiancé stars who don't depend on the show and social media fame to make money, but instead have some creative and surprising sources of income. It's somewhat given that when thousands of people across the globe watch the show and meet new cast members, they also choose to follow these 90 Day Fiancé cast members on social media. It's not shocking that these cast members receive several followers within days of their 90 Day Fiancé debut. However, it's also a case of out of sight, out of mind for these reality TV celebs. Not everyone might choose to keep following them on social media once their storylines reach a conclusion and their lives are not dramatic enough. It also results in a decline in the income these 90 Day Fiancé stars make through platforms such as Cameo and OnlyFans that need a social media push. In such situations, the ones with offbeat sources of income have always proved to be the real winners. Kenny Niedermeyer and Armando Rubio. What jobs do Kenny and Armando have in 2025? Kenny and Armando had very different jobs when they started their journey together on The Other Way Season 2. Kenny was moving to Mexico after retiring from a successful real estate career. He wished to spend his lifetime together with Armando by marrying him in Mexico. Meanwhile, Armando lived with his parents, who owned a pet spa and boarding location in Baja, Mexico. Armando worked at the spa, and the spa recently celebrated its 10th anniversary. Armando asked fans to vote for a new logo for his business as he announced it was to undergo a revamp. However, the pet spa is not the only source of income for Armando and Kenny at the moment. Like every other 90 Day Fiancé cast member, Kenny and Armando are successful social media influencers on platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. They make money through Cameo requests from fans. They have a website where they sell everything from t-shirts to candles. Kenny and Armando recently became published authors by launching their children's book named You, Me and Our Families, which celebrates the diversity of family structures in today's world and is already topping lists of bestsellers online. Ashley Michelle. Ashley's mystical career explained. Ashley's $100,000 debt, which she claims she acquired through student loans, was a major topic of his thirst. Discussion and arguments between her and her husband, Manuel Velez, on the show as she'd kept it a secret from the Ecuadorian man. Ashley recently made jaws drop when she asked fans if they could help her pay off her debt. Ashley has asked fans to book one of her cameos, for which she charges $40 each. She also promotes her website, Starseed Shadows, which explains her work as a spiritual and business development mentor and healer. During her introduction on 90 Day Fiancé Season 10, Ashley revealed that she was a witch specializing in tarot card readings, shadow work, and astrology. Ashley describes herself as a spiritual entrepreneur cosmic brand for modern mystics. Through her business, she guides curious souls with one-on-one soul sessions, powerful mentorships, and immersive courses that crack open the world of witchcraft. She even has her own merch line with logo-clad clothing and mugs for the magically minded. During Happily Ever After? Season 8, Ashley's career took a turn in a new direction. Ashley started teaching Pilates. She had lost 100 pounds since she filmed her debut season. By September 2024, Ashley debuted her fit and fabulous new look at a bodybuilding competition she competed in and even progressed to the championship. It's not known if Ashley has managed to pay off her debts yet, but the 90 Day Fiancé star's creative mind surely knows no limits when it comes to exploring new ways to make money. Jessie Meester. What is Jessie up to after the single life? Jesse, remembered as Darcy Silva's ex-boyfriend from 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 Days, was last seen on 90 Day, the single life romancing Tim Malcolm's ex-girlfriend Jennifer Terrazona. Things between Jesse and Jennifer didn't work out, and he is now in a relationship with Marian Casada, with whom he has a baby son named Zeus. Marian writes that she is a luxury real estate agent at Meester Estate, which is a premier real estate agency owned by Jesse. The 90 Day Fiancé star's LinkedIn page reveals that he is a psychology student. Jesse has dabbled in life coaching, acting, digital marketing, etc. and traveled to 72 countries before he made Marbella, Spain his home. Jesse started growing Meester Estate and Marbella Private Collection. He helps clients find their dream homes in and around Marbella on the Costa del Sol. Anna Campisi and Mersel Mistanoglu. Anna and Mersel have a common interest. A shared love of beekeeping led to an unexpected romance for Anna and Mersel, who first connected through a Facebook group dedicated to beekeepers. Despite a language barrier and cultural differences, the couple bonded over their mutual passion for the honey and hive life. Anna from Nebraska had flown to Turkey to meet Mersel before getting engaged and bringing him to the U.S. on a K-1 visa. Anna and Mersel had a dramatic wedding where they married with only 6 hours left on Mersel's K-1 visa. Anna and Mersel created a company called Beauty and the Bees. In September 2020, Anna and Mersel launched their own honey shop, Beauty and the Bees, in Omaha, Nebraska. The store offers a range of bee-inspired products, including pure Nebraska honey, whipped honey, candles, lip balms, beeswax melts, and more. Customers can also browse and purchase items through their online store. By March 2022, Mersel, who has over 20 years of experience as a custom furniture builder and designer, opened his own store named Mersel's Custom Furniture while revealing that the Turkish man specializes in kitchen and dining, bedroom, custom wall units, and home office furniture. Andrei Castravet. Andrei used to be a bouncer. Before finding fame via reality TV, Andrei worked as a bouncer in the Ireland club scene, where he met his then-future wife, Elizabeth Potthast. Previously, Andrei worked as a police officer in his home country before he was forced out of the ranks. Andrei defended his professional path and explained that he left the police force due to institutional corruption. He had a career goal of becoming a truck driver, but eventually became a stay-at-home dad. It is dangerous to be a bouncer, a lot of fights happen. I'm not an aggressive person in general, but yes, I can stand up for myself, yeah. Andrei's unemployment was a cause of concern for Elizabeth's family, especially her father, Chuck. Meanwhile, Andrei also seemed to hint at his wanting Elizabeth to take on a traditional Moldovan wife role. Eventually, Andrei got his real estate license in 2020. He wanted to open his own business to flip houses. Andrei and Elizabeth launched Castravet Incorporated, their own business together, in January 2020. He was working with Keller Williams Realty Tampa Central instead of choosing to join the family business, as per In Touch. Jasmine Pineda. Jasmine has announced a new dream career in Florida. Jasmine Pineda, from 90 Day Fiancé, is currently studying to become a real estate agent. She previously held a teaching job and also engaged in private tutoring. Additionally, she had multiple streams of income, including social media content, OnlyFans, and reality show appearances. Jasmine announced on March 12, 2025, that she was starting classes to become a real estate agent. Prior to pursuing real estate, Jasmine was an English literature teacher in Panama. She also provided private tutoring, earning around $30 to $40 per hour. 90 Day Fiancé star Jasmine's net worth, as estimated in 2024, includes earnings from her teaching job, social media content, OnlyFans, and reality show appearances. What happened to Andrei and Libby after 90 Day Fiancé? Happily Ever After? Season 7? After starring in 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 7, Andrei Castravet and Elizabeth Libby Potthast have navigated exciting milestones and ongoing challenges, and it's time to share some interesting facts about the couple. The couple has faced intense scrutiny, along with tense family dynamics and some significant post-show life changes. Despite the hurdles, they continue to focus on their family. They are building a promising future together. Since their time on the show, Andrei and Libby have made headlines for accomplishments like Andrei obtaining his American citizenship and welcoming their second child. However, their uneasy relationship with Libby's family has remained a significant issue for the couple. Through it all, Andrei and Libby aspire to preserve a sense of stability and happiness for themselves and their growing family. Andrei got American citizenship. This was a real achievement. After the show ended, one of the most pivotal moments was obtaining his U.S. citizenship. On March 2, 2023, he announced this triumph online. Via Instagram, Andrei stated, "Today marks a new chapter in my life. I'm an U.S. citizen. God bless America. Grateful for the support and guidance that made this dream possible." This milestone marked the culmination of years of hard work and commitment to establishing a life in the United States. This was a goal Andrei had pursued after leaving Moldova. This highlighted how far Andrei's come since his debut on the show. One Instagram post from the fan account Buns1900 celebrated the news, writing, "Congratulations to the Castravet family. Andrei became a U.S. citizen yesterday." User Robin_sweet_bird commented, "Congratulations Andrei, this is huge for you." However, this milestone also attracted criticism from some viewers who questioned his motives. Some even criticized his approach to life in America. Andrei addressed critics by expressing frustration with what Andrei referred to as internet trolls amid his citizenship celebration, showing his willingness to stand up against negativity. This reaction highlights the ongoing public scrutiny he and Libby have faced. Andrei remained unapologetic about his accomplishments, still determined to focus on his family's future. Andrei and Libby are estranged from the Potthast family. Will there ever be peace? Tensions between Andrei and Libby's family have been a recurring theme throughout their relationship. From the very start, Libby's family, particularly her father, Chuck Potthast, voiced apprehension about Andrei, questioning his intentions and work ethic. The tension escalated over the years, often spilling into explosive confrontations on the show. In the hopes of easing some of the strain, Andrei and Libby made the noteworthy decision in early 2024 to distance themselves, both literally and figuratively, from her family by relocating from Tampa to Naples, Florida. The move was motivated by Andrei's new business opportunity in internet trading, and a desire to create a better environment for their growing family. While Libby initially expressed concerns about moving further away from her family, she ultimately supported Andrei's decision. She acknowledged it as the best choice for the family. That decision signaled a shift in priorities, with the couple focusing on their immediate family and reducing their exposure to ongoing drama with the Pothasts. By creating this distance, they aimed to shield their children from the unhealthy family environment. They wanted to focus on creating a more peaceful home life. The couple's relationship with Libby's family remains strained even today, with no signs of reconciliation in sight. A Reddit thread started by Katladadiva discussed the ongoing tension, with many fans expressing support for Andrei's efforts to protect his family from the chaos. Some fans noted that the Potthast family's behavior often came across as toxic. Several commenters speculate that they might be using Andrei as a way to avoid addressing their own personal family conflicts. Andrei and Libby are raising their kids. They love their children. Despite the family tensions, Andrei and Libby are keeping their focus on raising their two children. They welcomed their second child, son Winston Castravet, in October 2022. The couple frequently shares glimpses of their family life on social media, showcasing moments with their daughter, Eleanor, and new son. Their commitment to family is evident in their decision to move to Naples. They are trying to provide the ideal locale for their children. The 90-day fiancé, happily ever after? Star Libby said, via an interview with Entertainment Tonight, that the move was significant. She remarked, "Even though things aren't going well with my family right now, it is still a huge decision to move a couple of hours away from them." 90-day fiancé, signs Andrei's still too controlling with Libby, They announced a big relationship milestone and he got American citizenship, but are they really happy together? 90 Day Fiancé star Andrei Castravet is calling the shots in his relationship with Elizabeth Libby Potthast in more ways than one, despite recently celebrating a major milestone together in the US. The couple met on a dating app while Libby was vacationing in Dublin, Ireland. After meeting in person, they fell in love, and Libby applied for Andrei's K-1 visa to get married in America. However, difficulties were never not a part of the couple's storyline, as Libby's family suspected Andrei of having ulterior motives. Despite her family's doubts, Libby and Andrei got married in 2017. Soon, Libby and Andrei welcomed their first child, a daughter named Eleanor Castravet. This sparked growing concerns within Libby's family, especially since Andrei chose to stay at home rather than find a source of income. Tensions escalated between the couple. They often argued over his inability to support the family financially. Despite these challenges, they remained committed to each other. Over time, Andrei earned his real estate license in Florida and began to make strides in his career. He recently launched an online marketing business. In October 2022, the couple welcomed a son, Winston Castravet. Andrei seems self-absorbed. Andrei's the only main character in his storyline. Andrei's content lately screams about him being too obsessed with himself. It is evident whenever Andrei decides to show off his body. He was just casually prepping for a Thanksgiving feast in September 2024 because he needed a 60-day notice to eat that much. Libby's comment "Big Daddy" on the same post seemed like a desperate attempt to get her husband's attention, since the other comments were from his female fans showering compliments on their King of Moldova. The comments that Andrei